This is our week 2 update. This week we are in full swing, so we are going to be finishing up Unit 1 and starting Unit 2. So starting with Monday, we have Unit 1, Block 3 due. This is going to be your Essay 1 outline. On Wednesday, you have your Essay 1 final draft due, along with Unit 2, Block 1. So you're going to be submitting your first essay and then also getting started on your second essay. I know, it's a lot. And then on Friday, you have your Unit 2, Block 2 due. Hello class, so I hope everyone's first week went well. I know it is a lot, especially coming into it on a Tuesday, already having a short week, but you guys have done great. So what I want to do is just take some time to go over what we're going to be doing this week, because we are going to be finishing one essay, we're going to be starting a new one, and I just want to make sure that you kind of understand what we're going to be doing and what's coming up. So you'll have noticed that I have opened up a lot of the blocks in Unit 2. That is because I know a lot of you like to work over the weekend, and so I wanted to make sure that those of you that needed to get a little ahead are able to do that. So make sure that you are completing everything in order. Do not jump ahead to anything. Don't skip a step. Make sure that if you're going to work ahead, make sure you're working ahead in order. Okay, so hopefully at this point everyone is done their blocks 1 and 2. So I'm going to be getting those graded this weekend, getting those finished, and then we're going to be moving on to the other blocks. So the first assignment that you're going to be doing next week is going to be Monday, and that is going to be Block 3. So Block 3 is going to have a little lesson, and then it's also going to have you do your outline for your first essay. So for the occasions for argument, you're just going to be opening up this Google Doc. There's a little lesson, and then there's an assignment to go with it. You guys have done that before with the previous assignments, so I'm not going to spend any time really going over that. And then for the Essay 1 outline, this is where you're going to be planning out the essay that you're going to be turning in on Wednesday. So first, make sure that you have completed steps 1 and 2, which I know you guys have because you are required to have done blocks 1 and 2 in order to still be in the class, so that is good. And then for your outline assignment, there is a little tutorial video here. I'm just going to quickly kind of show you what it looks like. So this is our outline. It has all the information that you need for the assignment, the essay that we're writing. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a plan. So how you want to structure your essay. So if the essay is about Indian education, you're going to want to look at 3 different elements of this text that you want to discuss. So I have here some different options. You could choose 3 different grades that you want to do a close analysis of. I would make sure that those grades are not one after the other, that they want to be spread out so that you can get a general sense of his education beginning, middle, and end. And then the other option is that you could focus on 3 themes to discuss, and then you can pick quotes from lots of different grades. So if one of your themes was, for example, teachers or instruction, then you could look at 3 different teachers, or you could look at different teachers that he's had and analyze kind of how they have impacted his education for good or bad. And then the other option is you could choose 3 concepts or ideas that you find interesting. So the idea is that you're choosing 3 things that are each going to be the focus of one of your body paragraphs, and then you are going to support whatever that is with quotes that you're going to analyze. So totally up to you what you want to discuss related to the text. So that is going to be here is where you're just going to do a general plan of what you want to talk about for each of your 3 body paragraphs. And then here is where you're going to actually plan it out. So it's occurring to me as I'm doing this, you probably can't see these comments in your version. So I'm actually going to switch that in real time right now so that you guys can, I think commentators is our best option. Okay. So anyway, that won't be enough. That should be fixed now. And so yes, you are going to go through and fill out this outline. And so you're going to have your hook. I do have a link here to some different options you can use as your hook if that's something you're not as, you forget from English 1. And then you're going to introduce your text, so tell me a little bit about Indian education. You're going to have your thesis statement where you're going to tell me what are you going to talk about in this essay? So once you've completed this up here, you should be able to put together a thesis statement based off the 3 things that you're going to be discussing. And then you have your 3 body paragraphs, where again, you'll start with the topic sentence where you state the purpose of the paragraph, whatever that is, I don't know yet. And then you have your 2 support, which should be quotes from the text that you're analyzing that relate to whatever your topic is. Hopefully this is all just review, you guys know what this is, but I figured for this first one, I do want to kind of be very obvious with what the expectations are here. Okay, and then that is basically going to be it. You're going to put together a conclusion, and then you're going to turn this in. And so I will take a look at this first thing in the morning on Tuesday, since you're turning this in Monday at midnight. And I will get these graded, and then as soon as they are graded, you are good to get started on the final draft of your essay 1. So just wait for me to give feedback on this, but once I have, you are good to go. And yeah, that is basically the plan for the end of block 1. And then the last thing that you're going to be doing in, sorry, not block 1, unit 1. The last thing that you're going to be doing in unit 1 is turning in your final draft of your essay. And it is a turn it in, so I will be checking for plagiarism, for AI, all those things. Please do not use AI. I have caught a couple students using it. AI is stupid, and it is really obvious when you use it. So please do not use it. It is not as helpful as I think some people think it is. And also, there is an AI check, so I will know if you use it. So again, make sure that you've completed all these different steps. There's a prompt again. It's nothing new here. It's all stuff that was in the outline. And then you should also be able to see a rubric. Oh, down here, sorry. So feel free to take a look at the rubric. It's all things that we have discussed in the outline. It's all things that you know at this point. But yeah, go through if that's helpful for you to kind of understand what you're going to be graded based on. Turn this in, and then that will be the end of our unit 1. I know, very quick. Okay, and then unit 2, you will have a couple assignments in block 1 on the same day that you're turning in your essay 1. Again, it's not my choice, but because we are in such tight timelines, I need to kind of have you end one essay and start the other, but this shouldn't be too difficult. So on Wednesday, along with your essay 1, you're going to be starting unit 2, block 1. So there's a little introduction to evaluative writing, which is going to be our next essay. So that looks like this, and then it just gives you some information on evaluative writing, and then you're just going to be writing, doing a little assignment. So nothing too difficult. And then you are going to be brainstorming your topic for essay 2. So your essay 2 is going to be an evaluative essay, and you're going to be choosing your favorite movie, and you're going to be telling me what criteria you evaluate your personal favorite movies. So not the best movie, not the, what gets 100% Rotten Tomatoes score, although maybe that's an element for you, but what is your favorite movie and why criteria are important to you. So for your step 1 topic brainstorm, I'm just going to be having you answer some questions about your favorite movies. So this is meant to be done quickly. It's meant to be bullet points or full sentences if you prefer, but it's meant to just get ideas on the page. So do not stress about this too much. You're just writing kind of what comes to mind for each of these different questions. And then it's also going to have you list kind of your top 10 favorite movies. Again, I know that it's very easy to get kind of stuck on this and worry that it's not, the perfect list. It doesn't matter. This is really just meant to get ideas on the page. If you later on in the writing process decide that the movie you actually want to write about is not on this list, I don't care. Do whatever you want. So just list your 10 favorite movies of the moment. So when you think of your favorite movies right now, what are they? And again, it's not that big of a deal. It's meant to be a brainstorm. Okay, so that's going to be that assignment. And then the last one that you're going to be doing on Wednesday is going to be understanding and developing your criteria. So make sure that you've done your brainstorm. It doesn't need to be graded, obviously, because it's all due on the same day, but just make sure you've done this first. So do step 1 first, and then step 2. Again, I know that sounds really obvious, but there'll always be somebody that gets confused. And then for this one, you are going to take that list of movies that you've thought about. Sorry, there's just like a lesson here which you can read. And then you are going to list the 10 movies that you already came up with in the brainstorm. This is an opportunity if you then have changed your mind or wanted to add or switch out a couple, you can do that. Again, I'm not going to be comparing and contrasting them. I don't care. This is for you to help develop your topic. So list your 10 movies here, either the exact same ones from the brainstorm or, a slightly different version. And then in this one, you're going to list what criteria you look for in a movie that you enjoy. So you personally, what are you looking for? And so I do have an article here that goes over kind of the common, open that up, kind of common criteria that movie reviewers look for. So this doesn't need to be how you categorize a good movie, but this is how some people categorize a good movie. So feel free to look at this, and if you want to steal any of these, you are absolutely allowed to. And then in addition to that, you can also look at things that are more subjective. So it could be a movie makes you feel a certain way, or there's a character that has a certain element to them, or that they fall into a certain category. Maybe you enjoy having a diverse cast. Maybe you enjoy having a woman director, or whatever it is. So you get to decide what your 8 criteria are. And so you're going to list them here, and then you're going to list them here, and then you're going to define what does that mean to you. Because again, if we're going into like subjective criteria, it might need a little explanation. So make sure that you are explaining here. Okay, and then that is going to be Wednesday's work. You're going to turn that in, you have your criteria, you're going to submit it, then we're good. Okay, so that is Wednesday, and then on Friday, we have block 2. And so this is where we're going to continue working on planning your essay. You have an assignment here, how to evaluate research sources. This is going to actually come up again, so do make sure you do this assignment, because we are going to be using this again for the next essay, if this makes sense, because it's going to be a research essay. So we will come back to this, but I wanted to have this assignment here now so that you can kind of get a general sense of what I mean by evaluating research sources. So this assignment is going to have you look at different research and then decide whether or not this is good, credible research, or whether this is not. And so you'll look at this different criteria, and then you're going to evaluate these. So shouldn't take too long. And then for your essay 2, step 3, so now at this point you've done your topic brainstorm, you've done your understanding and developing evaluative criteria, and then for this one, we're going to be selecting criteria. So all of these are working off the other. So I try to avoid having you redo work. I want you to spend time doing something and then be able to use that in the next step. So for this one, you've already come up with your list of movies, you're already come up with your list of 8 criteria. So now you're going to narrow that down. So you're going to narrow down what movie you want to write about. So you're only going to be writing about one single movie. So I would choose the one that you are most passionately interested in right now. So whatever that is. Again, I'm not going to be judging your movie taste. I don't care. I have really bad taste in movies. My favorite movies are not great. So I will be the last person to judge you. Put your movie title here, whatever that is. Again, if it comes from that list of 10 movies that we did in step 1, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. I'm not going back to check. Do whatever movie your heart wants to do. And then you are going to be choosing 4 criteria from that list of 8 criteria that we did in step 2 that best fit the movie that you've chosen, if that makes sense. So if I'm choosing, can't even think of a movie right now. The Barbie movie. Let's do the Barbie movie. If I'm doing the Barbie movie, then my 4 criteria are going to be things that fit the Barbie movie, obviously. So even if I look for other things sometimes in movies, like maybe I love a thriller, I'm not going to put that here because a Barbie movie is not a thriller. So I'm going to be choosing 4 criteria from my list of 8 that fit the movie that I've chosen. And then again, you're just going to list that criteria here, do a little definition if it's not obvious, and that'll be it. That's basically going to be your topic for essay 2. And then for the next step, we're going to be outlining and doing all that stuff. But yeah, that is basically what that is. And then The next step is going to be developing an evaluative argument. So now we have your movie chosen, we have your 4 criteria, we're good. And then the last step is going to be kind of coming up with what your argument is. So you are going to you're going to learn here in this lesson the concept of claim, reason, warrant, and evidence. And there's some examples here to kind of show you what that looks like. And then you're going to come up with that for your chosen movie. So basically, the claim is going to be, what is your favorite movie? What is the reason? What is the warrant for it? And then the evidence to support that. And again, they'll go over that in this lesson. If you do have any questions, feel free to let me know. But hopefully after all these lessons, this is all going to make sense to you. And then that is going to be it for next week. I know that's a lot of work, but again, this is a very short semester. By the end of next week, we're going to be halfway or almost halfway through the semester. So that's a lot. And so we are, let me know if you have any questions. And I will do my best to keep on top of grading all throughout this. For the most part, I prefer if you don't start on the next essay prep before the previous ones are graded. So obviously some of these are back-to-back, so it's fine to do as step 1 and 2. But I prefer if you wait to do step 3 or 4 until I can grade these. So try your best to do that, and you can even message me if I'm taking a little bit longer to grade these, and I will try to get to them. But yeah, just let me know, communicate with me if you need to work ahead, and maybe we can just kind of come to an agreement if it's really important that you get a couple blocks done at the same time. Just let me know. But in general, I do prefer if you wait with these essay prep assignments until the previous ones are graded. But yeah, let me know if there's a problem with that. And then I will continue keeping on top of grading over the weekend and into next week. And let me know if you have any questions. Okay, bye guys.